Hello and welcome to part 3 of List of Loathing. We just got our horse, but I have some mugs to return. First I should return the mugs. Thank you. Goblin problem. Yeah, one of the cowpokes that came through here from Dirtwater didn't wipe his boots off and got gulch goblin spores all over every damned where. I thought I cleaned them all up, but I must have missed one in the basement. I can help with that. Much obliged. Unlock the basement door for you. Oh, and you'll need this. I'll take care of it. Pile of old newspapers. Okay. Good work. Crate of Nurse brand whiskey. Good for what ails you. Grab a bottle. Guess we never established your age. Good thing the legal drinking age here is can reach the top of the bar. I like it. Okay. The goblin shouts, Bree Yark. Attack the goblin. That's 25 health. Oh, well, I guess I get to just use this. Instant fucking dead. Okay. I just wish this game had like a different cursor. Took care of the goblin. Thank you kindly, Kodiak. I knew you was a stand-up feller the moment you walked in here. He reaches under the table, under the bar, and grabs a bag of meat. Here you go. It's the least I can do by way of thanks. Tip your hat. There's a lady drinking whiskey out of a beer mug. That's Susie. She's a rancher from nearby. Real tough broad. I ain't recommended you pester her. Why is that? Lost her whole family. A cow attack recently. Got some pent-up frustrations about it. Ouch. Are you Susie Cochran? How you know my last name? Public graves in the cemetery. Sorry for your loss. Susie scowls bitterly and mutters it into her whiskey. I saw it happen, saw the whole damn thing and couldn't do nothing about it. The bartender said it was cows. Cows, right? I don't know what those things are, but they ain't cows. Not anymore. What happened? It was a raid. See, Ma and Pa used to ranch cattle back before they came home. Pa didn't make it, but Ma and I managed to rebuild. We ranched pigs instead, and she left me the place when she passed on. Go on. Well, I guess a passing herd sniffed out that it used to be a cow ranch, and they attacked. A couple days ago. Happened so fast. I didn't even have time to get my rifle out of the gun safe. Cows smashed in the front door, and a fire started out back by the root cellar. I just went up in blazes, just like that. What'd you do? There wasn't anything I could do. Couldn't get upstairs to the kids because of the fire, and I saw Tim trampled right in front of me. You drank your glass. I ain't want to talk about it anymore. Sorry. Your fills her mug from a bottle on the bar and doesn't reply. What will you do now? Head west, I suppose. Nothing keeping me here and no desire to stay. Can't leave without my rifle, though. Why not? It was Ma's rifle. It's all I got left of anybody. Or is it? Let's sit at the ranch like a damn fool. Listen, can I ask you a favor? I need someone to go get it for me. Yeah, I'll go get it. Okay. Hello, Pete. What do you say, Pete? Who, me? Well, heck, I say, for instance, Egnabbit, there's a scorpion in my bedroll. It seemed like someone got much use for an unrefined or a stranger. I'll buy it off and yeah, for 73 meat. Okay. Give him a nugget. I feel like I got ripped off, but okay. Okay. Step right up, braid. How to braid. Braid the soap for a lock. Got a lock. That'll do nicely. The sheriff puts the lock on the cell door, then accidentally drops the key, and it clatters into the cell. Hellfire. I don't suppose you know how to pick a lock, stranger. You got a needle handy? I'll see what I can do. God damn it, Sheriff. I got a mug. The lock. You definitely picked the lock. Unlock the cell yourself for you. The sheriff walks into the cell and picks up the key. Looks around for a place to hide it and eventually sticks it under his hat. Thank you kindly, stranger. If Foreign Springs ever gets any more criminals, they'd better watch out. It's a good job you done. Don't mention it. Here, as a souvenir of your time in Boring Springs, a replica sheriff badge. Thanks, Sheriff. Give him the newspaper. Much obliged, partner. Now, let's see here. What can I do? Oh, I know. My shovel. I left it behind the outhouse at the Orehole Mine. Here's if you go get it. I'm sure you'll find use for it. Thank him. Don't mention it now. You can just kind of stick that newspaper to my face before you leave. Stick the newspaper to him. Okay, so I'll go there, and I can start digging things up. Let's see. Or first I gotta go to Orehole. Ooh, shovel. I can now dig things up. First, let's go to the boneyard. Dig up grave. Oh. Let's see. Whip him with my snake. Or he's immune to poison. Got it. Great. Thanks. Well, then I guess I'll just shoot him. Well, guess you're dead again. Gold tooth. And an old cavalry saber. Okay. Let's see. 5 to 6 damage. Okay. Guess I can't do anything. Fricker Gang's hideout. Is there anything there I could dig up? No. However, I do know there was something in front of Cactus Bill. Ooh, a turnip. Got a dusty turnip. Shovel it. Oh. Well, if it's XP. Ooh, I got a mug. Get lost. Offer whiskey. What brand? Nurse whiskey. Your favorite, I'm led to believe. Didn't know she makes house calls. Alright, hold on. You hear a rattle as she unlocks the door. Enter the house. Hey Doc, can I look at your books? Not until you give me that whiskey you promised. Okay, that's fine. Doc Alice looks to be about in her 50s. Her hair is graying and her face is lined, but her eyes are still clear and sharp. Like bloodshot. She holds out her hand. Whiskey, stat. Give it to her. Cracks open the bottle and fills a small flask she takes out of her pocket. Then she puts the flask back in her pocket and starts chugging out the bottle. Geez, Doc, that doesn't seem very healthy. Who's the doctor here? Me or you? Okay, point taken. Preen a little. Grab a pair of tweezers and pluck some of your more unsightly eyebrows. Hey Doc, can I look at your books? Sure, if you want to. Not they're gonna do you much good in this doomed forsaken hellhole. You try being less cheerful, Doc. Check out the books. No medical textbooks except for a few. At least through The Legend of Curly's Meat. The books tell a story of a legendary treasure, a massive chest full of premium meat secreted in the hidden sense, not in the extruded sense. In the western desert by an old cowhand named Curly Butterfield. This book purports to be a Civil War surgeon's autobiography, but flipping through it, you mostly just find lists of reasons that drinking alcohol is bad. Though it's actually a work of ludicrous speculative fiction. Aha. At least there are some useful appendices in the back, and some diagrams of appendices. Oh, I get it. Lead through the goblinoid tongues of primer. Start flipping through Goblin language book. It's confusing at first, but you eventually get so engrossed by the time you take a break from reading several blurfs have passed, and you also know that blurf is the Goblin word for hour. You have learned to speak Goblin. Sort of. Okay. The stove is spotless. Either she's really compulsive about cleaning, or she never cooks. Oh wow, shouldn't this be further away from the fireplace? Okay. Is everything alright? That depends on how fast I can get this whiskey into my bloodstream compared to how fast my liver filters it out. And I can't talk and drink at the same time, so... what's the matter, Doc? What's the matter? The whole world's gone to hell in a horse cart, and you ask what's the matter? Bandits, cow demons, dead men walking? Why don't you go ahead and pick one and I'll drink to that? Dead men walking? Haven't you seen it? Corpses and skeletons staggering around like puppets with half their strings cut, looking to take a bite out of the living. Oh yeah, there's a skeleton in the cemetery. It's nice to get some outside confirmation that I'm not losing my damn mind. But how is that even possible? It isn't possible. It goes against everything I know about medicine. Dead patients don't get back up. Patients? Oh. Ouch. Doc Alice turns away, grimacing. Every doctor loses one now and again. You never get used to it, but, well, it happens. But what doesn't happen is them coming back afterwards and looking for revenge. That must be pretty rough. Rough? But I don't think you comprehend the situation. It's not just patients, it's neighbors, friends, husbands. Oh. Indeed. She turns away from you and focuses her attention back on the bottle. I see. Do you have any idea what's causing these resurrections? Well, I heard a rumor. Rumor? What is that? What is it? When you get incomplete information from an unverified source. Anyway, what I heard is that there's a fella out west that's causing a necromancer, they call him. Supposedly, he's sending magic out into the world somehow. Magic like the bean slingers use. I've heard of it. I never heard of any bean slingers raising the dead, have you? Scowl deepens. That'd be one hell of a can of beans. Okay, so what about the TNT? So when I feel like I'm about to go, I can blow myself into bits so small there won't be nothing left to come back. That seems drastic. Drastic, hell. No way am I taking the risk of becoming one of those things. Fair enough, I suppose. About that necromancer. Assuming he exists, what about him? Well, maybe someone wants to try and stop him. Doc Alice gives you a sharp look. You? Because I know you ain't talking about me. Why not you? The gray-haired old woman that knows as much about fighting as a squirrel knows surgery. Did you hit your head on a bar stool, kid? You aren't that old. And if I were gonna pick someone to go up against a necromancer, it'd be someone who also knows about death, but in a scientific way. A doctor, right? Doc Alice stares hard at you and takes a swig from her bottle, saying nothing. And it sounds to me like you've got plenty of motivation to get the job done for your friends and everyone. He continues to look at you. You can see the gears turning in her head. Beats doing nothing anyway. Beats locking yourself in a house full of TNT and drinking yourself to death. You aren't even doing any doctoring anymore. She winces and looks away. And she shakes her head slowly. Do you seriously expect me to ride out west by myself chasing a rumor? Doesn't have to be by yourself. I'm heading west too. Tag along with me. Maybe we can find a guy and put a stop to him. It's crazy. Impossible. Possible like raising the dead is impossible? Alice crosses her arm and regards you thoughtfully. A spark slowly brightens in her eyes. Alright, kid. What the hell? Let's give it a shot. Cool. Okay. I don't know if there's anything else to do here. Did I buy a horse? Let's see. Can I do anything else? Let's see. Take Doc Alice. You knock on Alice's door, tell her it's time to go. Hit the trail. Oh, one last thing before you go. Up until this point, I've been automatically spending your experience points for you. I'm happy to keep doing it, and I promise to give you a nice, well-rounded experience. Shall I keep it up, or would you prefer to decide for yourself where your XP gets spent? You can always change this later. Keep keep automatic. Alright, check your map. You consult the southeast west map of the Hoffler gave you. It only lists two things: the town of Dirtwater, the Manifest Destiny railroads. Head for Dirtwater. First day of the rest of your life. It's your partner. If we're gonna look into this necromancer business, I figure we ought to start with the local cemeteries. Makes sense? Do you know where they are? Yeah, I did some research into cemeteries a while back. Territory cemeteries. To see if there's a pattern. You okay? Sorry. Anyway, there's one not too far from here. You discovered a new map location, the Dave Yard. What do you think we should do next? Well, if you're looking for a way to find out the lay of the land, I guess a railroad crew would be helping give you a fairly literal interpretation. Makes sense. Okay. Let's go inside. Oh god. It's another one. Doing this again. This is a spittoon, which is sort of brass bucket that people spit into instead of spitting on the floor. Because not spitting at all is not an option in this society, I guess. It says that I say this despite knowing that you're pretty intimately familiar with spittoons already. Echo. Expect it. Look, the Jewel Saloon is pretty nice as saloons go. Actual glass in the windows, more than two kinds of drinks, a poker room instead of a cockfighting pit. But the spittoon is still a spittoon. The ranted tobacco spit inside it isn't fancy ranted tobacco spit. Respect it. Sigh. Here we go again. Alright, fine. You are now hunkered down next to a brass filth bucket, which has probably never been cleaned or emptied because you're near the desert and the ambient humidity around here is pretty low. Low enough that the spit evaporates nearly as quickly as it accumulates. That's good, right? No, that's bad, because it's only the water part of the spit that evaporates. This brass bucket is half full of the rest of the spit. Toxin filth that don't evaporate. Several years' worth. Distilled and concentrated until it's the consistency of molasses. People aren't allowed to flick cigarettes into the spittoon anymore, because they bounce out. Search it. Oh god, this is awful. You're about to put your hand into a bucket of something the color and viscosity of maple syrup, except instead of maple, it's flavored the inside of the mouths of people who chew cigars instead of smoking them and have never brushed their teeth. Yeah. Glorp. Feels like putting your hand into a bucket of lukewarm tapioca pudding, except instead of tapioca, it's basically poison. It smells like someone ran over a skunk, waited a week, and then set it on fire. It feels like your hand is dissolving. Keep searching. You found a tacky, filth-covered porcelain cow figurine. It's a useless, disgusting thing that will make a great heirloom for your children. So assuming you'll still be able to have any, and you hate them. Hooray. Oh god. I'm gonna have to keep doing this, because apparently it's gonna keep giving me things. You have to hold this little porcelain cow upside down, because it's filled with tobacco spit, and you don't want it to spill out the little hole at the bottom of it. Okay. The old man stares off into the distance, listening to piano. Try to talk to him. He doesn't react to you at all. Piano players. Not very good at his job. You guys are having a spirited discussion about guns, and which of theirs is nicer. Hey, how come they're allowed to drink without hats on? That gal doesn't look like she's in the mood to talk. They're engrossed in conversation. Leave them be. It's your partner. You guys must have fallen asleep during a brawl. Hey, hello. Well, howdy there. Always nice to see a new face in town. Welcome to the Jewel Saloon. Ah, thanks. I'm Kodiak. Glad to know you, Kodiak. Folks around here just call me Lloyd. What can I do for you? Nice to meet you, Lloyd. I saw a sign out front advertising a room. That's right, finest room in the house, and plenty of room for your partner, too. You interested? How much does it cost? Well, that's where you're in luck. The previous tenant was a banker fella, and he paid a month in advance, right before getting himself killed by bandits. Seemed like a decent sort, so the room is yours if you want it. Gratis. Oh, great. Hey, Lloyd. Need any help with anything? Well, if you're handy with mechanical type stuff, something's gone wrong with our piano player. I thought the music sounded a little off. Yeah, it's not supposed to sound like that. I'll see what I can do. Thanks. I'd have poked around in him myself, but I lost the key. So it's suddenly taken a strange turn. Yeah, the piano player is not very good at his job. He left out the piano player's code to reveal the hatch on his back that leads to his innards. It's locked, but it's not a very good lock. Take the lock. You open the hatch and check out the machinery inside. There's obviously something wrong, given all the plinking and springing and clicking noises coming out of the gears and stuff. It looks pretty complicated. Let's come back to this later. Hey, Lloyd. Who's that old man by the piano? Oh, that's old Ellsbury. Tragic fella he is. He was a writer and a poet. Came out west to tell stories. Nobody were buying. Too weird his stories. Fantastical-like. Too bad. I love that stuff. Well, it doesn't matter much now anyhow. He had to get normal work to make ends meet. It passed and well as a prospector, until one day he lost his mind in a mind. He what now? You know what I mean. He saw something. Something that made him stop telling his weird tales. Made him stop talking near completely come to that. He just stands there by the piano nowadays. Seems to calm him down, and as long as he doesn't make any trouble, I don't mind him too much. Feel a little sorry for him, to be honest. Poor fella. I'll have a shot of bourbon. Coming right up. Got an item. Dirt water bourbon. See you later, Lloyd. There's a weird ghostly carriage here. Get in? Nah. Dirt water mercantile. So this is the new shop. You used to discover a new map location if you can find a high vantage point. Dynamite. Modern snake oiler. Use this to learn a new snake oiling skill. This is an old back issue of Popular magazine for snake oilers. Soda crackers made of highly cut. That's not. Okay. Okay, I might as well get that. Backpack. Read it. There's a recipe for a quick brew potion that fortifies your body, mind, and spirit. There's a recipe for a new kind of snake oil concoction that looks like it might come handy in a fight. Gives good medicine a skill that lets you recover HP in combat. An article entitled Debilitating Toxins Where They Are. It gives bad medicine. Gives it a combat skill that reduces the target's moxie. I'm gonna take strong medicine. Afterwards, you accidentally drop the magazine in a puddle, ruining it. Shucks. Dirt water. Little girl has flowers. Buy some. Okay. I'm Kodiak Garner. Any mail for me? Nope. Darn. Thanks anyway. Telegraph. New jail. Howdy, are you the sheriff here? No, we don't currently have a sheriff. Offered to be sheriff. Do you have law enforcement experience, or not really? Have you been into sheriff school? No. Do you have an existing relationship with Dirtwater's local government? Are you familiar with all local ordinances? Do you even live here? No. Then what, may I ask, in tarnation makes you think you'd be qualified to be a sheriff? I just assumed that you could mosey into town, become sheriff on your first day. Well, when you put it that way, he snorts. I have 5 forever wide-eyed protagonist-looking kid who wanders in here thinking they're the most important tenderfoot to ever strap on iron. I would need this dead-end clerking job. Sorry. Okay, like I said, happens all the time. Offer to help. Okay, well, I'm gonna end this here, because it's at like 26 minutes, and we'll pick this up tomorrow. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.